All right, everybody, welcome to April Fool's Day. Today is April Fool's Day, April 1, 2026. And tomorrow is April 2nd when this will air on KVLG Buck LaGrange. I have Coy and Ryan here with me and our producer, Ryan Allen.
Howdy.
Tell everybody hello. So we're talking about real estate today, what's been going on in the real estate world as we do once a month with you guys. I had a suggestion brought up to me the other day as I went to the coffee shop in Schulenburg at Tilly's, and they said that they would like to start hearing our data again, Coy.
Oh, Lord.
So we're going to
I'll get it. I'll get it. No, the data.
Yeah. So Mr. Beebe, I do not have the data today, but we will start working on getting you data again. I think a lot of people do like to know how many houses are selling in town per month in each community like we used to. So we used to talk about the absorption rates and all that. So I will put together a plan to get us the numbers on a monthly basis so we can kind of talk about that. I didn't know that was so interesting to people. I mean, I do love data. It helps us make really great decisions. So maybe that's something we can start getting out there to the folks.
I loved it because you can really tell, like, do you remember when Hallettsville had like zero houses available, and then Flat Tony has like three or four, but it'd be interesting to see those numbers, 3 or 4 years later where Flat Tony was probably setting about 15 to 20. Hallettsville, I know, is setting up real high, especially because I look at the market every week and I just see what's out there, see what's new, but definitely, Mr. BB, we'll get you that data. I'll actually bring you a copy each month while you're down there, and I'll hand deliver it to you.
Awesome. Very good. So we had our Bubella real estate team meeting this morning. So we'll kind of maybe talk about some of the things we talked about in there today. Ryan has some notes here that, our listings, we're sitting at around 90 listings right now in our office, which is great. We love listings. Listers last is the saying, but we also have 30 of them under contract, which is a very beautiful thing. So that is a very good number to see. I don't know. You would think that with all the things that are going on in the world, that things would be not as good as they are. I'm kind of wowed by how things are moving along this year. And so it's a great feeling.
Yeah. I knew this year would turn, just had that gut feeling. And especially after last year. Last year was a gut check.
No, the worst year.
And
I knew, I said
the only direction was up from last year. And then the things happen in the world and you're like, oh crap. But man, we're fighting through it. We've never had 30 pending transactions. We've never had 90 listings at one time.
I think we've had 30 pending transactions during COVID time, I'm sure. But yeah.
They were moving so fast and closing so fast.
Yeah.
But just having those numbers and I've been here 10 years and yeah, things are moving and we'll close on transactions. But then I get a new contract. It's just backfilling. We've constantly had 30 transactions pending, 25 to 30 in the last 2 months.
Yeah. The story you hear from other brokers though, you had some brokers that had a really great year last year, and then you had a majority that didn't have. So it was just a really odd year. We did not have a great year, and there's others that did have a great year. And so maybe we're just getting lucky this year, because some people were lucky last year. You never know. But we'll track it over time. And I think with Mr. BB's suggestion, we track this stuff. We'll get a better idea of how the overall market's doing instead of just how we're doing, and figure out what's the health of the market for real. So talked about a lot about AI today too in the office and how that's changing things and how you're able to get so much information so much quicker with, even with interest rates. We talked about real-time interest rates compared to what's advertised out there. So that they're saying interest rates are at 6.2, but if you go to real time, it could be 6.4. So you can get a more accurate picture of what's really happening in your market with interest rates too. So the speed of information is getting quicker and quicker. It used to be just like stocks were speed. Now you're getting speed too with real estate with all the AI stuff. Things are getting pumped out a lot quicker. So, and then Ryan, you wrote down on here, people are breaking out of the lock-in effect, giving up their 3% interest rate in order to take advantage of the healthier market and stop putting their lives on hold. Liz, Ryan wants to discuss further of the current mortgage rates and what we're seeing in this area. I do see, I looked at where our buyers are coming from. You're seeing some buyers that moved out here. The lock-in effect is going away. They got to go to the office again. So you're seeing some people shifting back to the city, but you are still seeing some people shift back out to the country too. So I think people are kind of figuring out where they're happiest at, right? You're seeing a lot more moving going on, but they're not locked into this 3% anymore. You're starting to see people make some moves again, which I think is great. That's great for us. We want to see the market moving. When it's at a standstill, brokers are broke. We don't make any money if there's no transactions. So we want to see volume. We want to see things, people moving. So
it's good there's a lot more concessions coming from the sellers these days. Is that right?
Yeah, people are willing to price it properly. I know Coy congratulated the agents on getting price reductions in our office today, because that's some of the things that, pricing fixes a lot of things. If it's not moving, we need to, but if you've had a lot of showings and it's not moving, then there may be something wrong with the house. So, or the property that you need to figure out what that is to fix that. So, but if you're getting no showings, you're overpriced.
Yeah. There's no showings.
Oh, that's great. If you don't have a handful of showings in the first month, then there's probably something.
Well, a simple price reduction can lead to interest, number one, social media posts, people talking. It gains traction, momentum, and it's a simple price reduction. It just pick up the phone, have that conversation. It's a tough conversation, but I truly believe that it needs to be happening. But especially if you're doing your job for the seller, those conversations need to be had.
Yeah.
They hired you to sell a property. Let's sell the property. You're the expert.
Yeah. And from like a marketing perspective, we're not afraid to call it a price reduction anymore.
Well,
I feel like
I'm not in marketing.
It was like whenever I first started, it was like price improvement, new price. It's like now we're kind of hinting we want these to move. It's like this price is being reduced. Like it's more palatable to the people just viewing.
I think especially sellers. Oh, if I reduce them, people are going to think there's something wrong with it.
Yeah,
or they're desperate.
Yeah,
but it's like a market correction though. It's not. Yeah. It's like everything's just.
I wanted too much money. Okay, I'll reduce it.
No. Yeah. That's all.
I mean, I've been in that boat. I tried to sell a house in 2014 in Round Rock, Texas. I had to fire my agent, but then I end up selling it for less than what that agent had it advertised for. He was listening to me, but a long time ago.
Do you know who that agent was?
It was just
straight up talk right here. I didn't care. I was going fishing that weekend. I was like, fire me. I don't care. I'm about to be on a boat. About to have redfish online. No, but I mean, it's a learning lesson. You think about it, my goal, I had Coy as a friend. He's a client, but I was, you can't, when you assume, you make mistakes. So I assumed Coy wanted the highest price. I did not assume that he wanted the highest price in a short amount of time. So, okay. Also, there's a timeline issue here. Coy's there's a timeline he's on. He wants to get it done in a certain amount of time. I did not ask that question. How fast? What speed? What's the velocity need to look like on this deal? And so if I'd have known and asked more questions, I would have gotten the right answer on what I need to do to properly price that thing. I did not know that he was in a rush at the time. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know he was trying to get back to Fayette County, Texas that quick. I didn't know it was that big of a priority, but it was a priority. And so if I would ask the right questions, I would be able to properly price it for him. And instead I knew that the market was at a place where if you hang on long enough, you could probably get what you're asking. Mm-hmm. And so
I wonder how
I was more patient than he was.
Yeah, you were. And it was my fault where I was under the impression, hey, I knew more. I pulled better comps, blah, blah, blah. I knew the neighborhood better. But yeah, it was you hit the
nail in
the head when you said time and price. Don't just think about price, but think about time. Mm-hmm. And that's, if agents can ask that question, mm-hmm. which there would have been better communication, we would have both hit our goals. But it was interesting times in my life. Yeah, I was trying to get back to Schulenburg, Texas at that time in 2014.
Absolutely. So now there was listening to a podcast today, and I sent it to you and to Coy and Ryan this morning, but it talks about, just the triangle in Texas, and from, the especially that San Antonio to Austin market is changing so fast. And it's going to be the AI center of the world, probably, with all the things that are happening there with Elon making chips. And that's just going to be job creation and all kinds of things are going to happen there over time. But that corridor is crazy. And I know that the state of Texas now, we have five of the top 10 cities in the United States. And so I think there's 5 million people between San Antonio and Houston that live right here in this corridor. And so it's a lot of people. That's a lot of things happening, right? And so I think God bless Texas. I'm thankful for where we're at. I think that we're in the right place, the right position to take advantage of just a really great economy. Mm-hmm. So if you're not making it, don't move.
Yeah, I think one of the most interesting things, and I forget about it some, but they're building a port somewhere.
Oh yeah. That's the one, not the Houston port, but the one south there in
not Palacios, is it?
No. Well, I sent some stuff on it today, but I'm drawing a blank on it at the moment.
But I mean, that's going to expand that triangle.
Well, they talked about that port that we're talking about is the e-commerce from Mexico to that port over time.
Yeah.
And how the exports are going to be able to pick up and all this if that all comes together, which I'm sure it will. So another thing we're seeing too, I'm talking to a lot of people, you're seeing the 2 million plus market really taking off, guys. So you're seeing a lot of people doing the inflation hedge again. You're not going to see rates drop, I don't think, in this market anymore. I think that they're leveling out. And I think that the wealthy people are buying real estate again. And that's the market you're seeing move. You're seeing a lot. If you look at the market that's moving, it's the 2 million plus market. And you get asked brokers all over Texas, that's where it's at right now. Big stuff selling. The big stuff is. The middle stuff is not moving as quick as the bigger stuff is. So just something to think about. I think I talked to one of our developers the other day. We had a lengthy conversation, about an hour, about what we're seeing and what he's talking to other brokers, talking to photographers, the people that video this stuff for other brokers, and the market that's, your middle, I don't know what you call it, your
seems like
middle income market is not. We're being squeezed right now.
Yeah.
We're with the price of things, and now the diesel bill's a little higher too for me. So that's going to affect some things for a lot of the people that are barely making it. So there's not enough meat on the bone to go buy something else at the time for a lot of people.
That 600 to 1.2 is cold.
Yeah.
For some reason. And this is my first time experiencing it. I just don't understand.
Yeah. But so you're seeing it too.
Oh yeah. If you look at all the transactions that we've done through this year, or even the last 12 months, that market is slowly, but the anything under, I would say anything under 400 and then you're 2.5 million.
Yeah.
That stuff's moving. There's people out there. It's just got to get in front of them. So if you're looking to sell anything under 400 or over 2, please give us a call.
Well, you're in a good market. I mean, that's unfortunate. That's what's happening. So it's, I like that the big stuff is selling. There's times when I would rather have, no $1 million listings, and I'd rather have all, $250,000 stuff. But when the big stuff's selling, that's awesome for us at least. So Coy and I had a big week last week. Can you talk a little bit about that, Coy, with the insurance world?
Yeah. Insurance world, Bubella Insurance Partners Insurance. They doubled in office size. We closed on 2 more offices. We got new locations in Hallettsville and El Campo. Be patient with us through the transition, but you'll be able to shop your insurance, get insurance in there, get quotes. We got friendly faces in those office locations. So, that was big. When you go from 2 offices to 4 in the matter of signing.
Well, you grow, you expand your markets, you get beyond, Fayette County and Colorado. Now we're hitting the Lavaca and the Wharton counties. So, Coy and I got to interview a guy yesterday along with Tammy, and talking through that process, and we talked about this with the real estate agents this morning, is as an agent, if you're an insurance agent or you're a real estate agent, at the end of the day, we want to be a resource for our people. And so I like about how Coy says, I don't ever talk to anybody and pitch insurance to anybody.
No, not at all. It's just being help,
Right. And so I think when you don't try to push your product on people, they'll come talk to you more often.
Yeah. If you're always trying to push your product, I mean, they're not going to call you, Yeah.
If I call Coy, he's gonna try to sell me some insurance. Ugh.
Yeah.
Or you see him walking out. Oh, here comes Coy. Let's dodge him. You know.
You don't have to do that. I love being a resource. I love helping people. I was just thinking, what do people use me for? Like, my brother-in-law always, he just got back from Europe, and before he left, he's like, hey, what shows do I need to download for my, I don't know how long, 15-hour flight, So that was being a resource for him.
You send him my radio shows?
No. Yeah, he would have rolled his eyes. But, that's being a resource for him. But, who does he call for a homeowner's quote? He just built a new home. So, yeah, he definitely reached out, and the homeowner's quote, we got their business. Just being a resource in general will take you a long way in any type of business you do.
Yeah. I know it's, you want to sell stuff, but at the same time, you don't want to have commission breath, and you want to be the best at what you like. So it's hone your craft in. If you're going to be a really good real estate agent, hone your craft, be the best, but don't push your product so much that you're being annoying to people. Push being a great person, push being involved in the community, push doing all those things. And then because you're the best, people will call you when they're ready to buy or sell.
I agree.
So that's all you got to do. It's real simple.
So simple.
So the one piece of business advice I'll give anybody out there, especially young people trying to find their path, Ryan, be in the people business. If you're in the people business, you can do very well in life. And what does that mean? That means caring, being, just means about caring about others, being nice is free.
Yeah. I remember when I worked at Ferguson, there was a plumber that came in, and he'd always say, I'm in the people pleasing business.
Yeah.
I'm here to make people happy, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. Be in the people pleasing business, be in the education business, educate. And that's why Mr. Beebe says we need to start educating people on what the market's doing. I truly feel, and I'm glad he brought that up, because I do want to talk about absorption rates again, and how many things are absorbing per month, so we can really tell and get a foothold on. The South Central Board of Realtors puts out their own data, but I like putting out my own data because I really understand it better.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they're pulling that data. I don't know where it's all coming from, but if I can pull my own data, which I know it takes a lot of time, it takes some effort, but I think with AI, I bet you we can do it a lot quicker.
Well, I think back when I had it honed in and I was doing it once a month, it was pretty simple, but I'll have to go back and update everything, which is not a big deal.
No, AI can do it.
I don't know if TXLS and AI.
Well, let me tell you something. I was getting so perturbed. I was telling them, we had this argument about this the other day, but these graduates for the past 10 years of being out of college, and they don't know how to do a spreadsheet. And I'm like, I was like, the first class I took when I went to college was Microsoft, and I learned Microsoft Word, I learned Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, like all those things. I know PowerPoint's kind of, you don't need that no more. But like Excel, I thought was but now with AI, I mean, like, you don't really need a spreadsheet no more. So like now I'm getting it. Okay, maybe we're not teaching it because they see that we're not going to need it eventually. I don't know. But I don't know. I just think the power of a spreadsheet, what it could do for you, and is very powerful.
Oh, yeah. My first, I don't know. I worked in my early 20s. I worked at a pawn shop, and I was in charge of financials and keeping data. And I had to learn Excel on my own.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't have Google back then, so you couldn't Google, shortcuts. But, it was one of those things where learn formulas on your own. That was pretty cool. And now I use Google Sheets a lot. I have a spreadsheet for everything.
What's a spreadsheet? Geek?
Even my family to-dos is on a spreadsheet that I share with my wife and daughter.
It's a business at home too. We got inventory, you got negotiations like Wayne Morgan says, you got children. Yeah.
True statement.
Oh man. Ryan, what's the next topic?
Let's talk about maybe why you're seeing that $2 million market move. Is it because to me, it seems like the investment market is very volatile right now. Yeah. Unless you're in with the right guys, you don't know what's going to happen. Mm. But it seems so maybe that's a reason why people are maybe they've cashed in or cashed out of the investments, and now they're kind of funneling that into like a more real investment, tangible.
Stock market's all-time high. I think when you starting seeing oil get real high too, you're going to see more land sales. You're already seeing leasing going up on the bonus world. I don't know, a year ago, oil and gas companies releasing for $600 an acre. I'm hearing rumors of $1,200 an acre right now. So if you own minerals and you're not leased, that's what they're going for right now. You're probably being approached right now as we talk. So you're seeing that pick up. And then I think just in general, hard assets, that's where people are going to park their money. When things get volatile, people put their money in hard assets. So that's what we're seeing. Yeah.
That's the only reason I think is hard assets. You know, if you had that money, it's sitting in a bank. Are you gonna go put it in the market, or are you gonna just go park it?
Yeah, because you don't
in
know
real estate. I'd go park
hard
it in
assets.
real estate.
You know, they're not as liquid as stocks are or anything like that, but they store your value when you do not know how things are going to go. So it's a good place to park it because you'll lose it to inflation if you put it in the bank.
Yeah.
Put it in the stock market, we don't really know what's going to happen there. And especially with AI, like what are all these companies going to do as things evolve and change so quickly over time? We don't know. Like, I don't know, what are dealerships going to look like in the future in 10 years when you have all these self-driving cars that people are talking about? You know, what does that look like?
Yeah.
You know, are you going to have highways where you're not able to drive your car? If it's not a self-driving car, you're not going to be allowed on I-30, on 130 no more because that's for self-driving vehicles only. I don't know. I don't think any of us know what it's going to look like, but those are questions to ask yourself. If I'm investing, what's the future might look like, you know, and invest where it could potentially head. So I don't know.
And we're a lot closer than you think.
There's a lot of people a lot smarter than me that can figure that stuff out. I don't know, but those are like, it's not the answers right now. It's the questions. What questions should we be asking ourselves?
Is back, I would say 10 years ago, you're like, yo, we're 5-10 years away from that. Well, now it's here. I mean, we're 36 months away from self-driving cars on the interstate. And I mean, that's you just see it more and more and more. It's compound interest. It's happening sooner and quicker.
It took people 7 years to actually start using the internet. It took people 1 month to start using AI.
Yeah,
and so that's how quick it's changing. So the adaptability is a lot more quicker. So I don't know. I think it's a great time to be a philosopher. Start philosophizing all this stuff and what it could look like. Just questions that matter. I'm never forgetting philosophy in college. The book was literally called Questions That Matter. So asking high quality questions to yourself. What's really happening here? What should I do? What I should not do? And just use your instinct on a lot of the stuff. So was it Turtle Wing Day today?
It's Turtle Wing Day today, April the 1st, 2026.
I did not get the memo. I did not wear green. Yeah. I apologize. But no, thankful for that organization, what I do for our community. I know it's a very sought after, thought after nonprofit in our community. And thank you for all guys doing, all the people that support it too. Yeah,
not just in Schulenburg alone, but the Fayette County and surrounding counties. Turtle Wing is a great resource.
Yep. Got a lot of events coming up. We got Sausage Fest coming up.
Yep. Next weekend.
Freiburg Hall, FreiburgHall.com. We have Mayfest coming up on May 2nd, Saturday. And then Friday, May 1st, we have
Kevin Fowler.
Kevin Fowler, thank you. I want to say Roger Krager, but Kevin Fowler. We have Kevin Fowler coming on Friday, May 1st. Be sure to come for that. That's going to be a great time. Now, this will be a marathon, folks, that weekend. So because it's going to start Friday night and it's going to go all day Saturday. And I have another special guest coming Saturday evening who is a surprise. Some of his music has been featured on Landman and on the Montana movie, what's it called, Yellowstone. Mm-hmm. So come check that out. We'll be advertising that too, but that's going to be a really great evening, Saturday evening too. I'm looking forward to that, and it'll be a fun day. We have outside concerts, outside music. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful weekend.
And real quick, Mayfest is sponsored by Partners Insurance. Partners Insurance is celebrating 10 years since Chip and I partnered up and took over that Crop Shack Insurance.
10-year itch with this guy.
So it's sponsored. So I invite all potential clients and all current clients out to Mayfest for free adventure. What does that mean?
You know, when you're married for 10 years, you start getting the 10-year.
Oh, no, I didn't. I may have heard that before. I grew up in East Texas. I don't know much.
Hope we made you laugh today, guys.
So
hey, don't take yourself too seriously. You know,
true.
If you're too serious in life, you're not enjoying life. So kind of lighten up a little bit every now and again.
There was one other thing I want to announce. Iron Oak, shout out, great business here in downtown Schulenburg, also a client of ours. They came out with a new product today called the Pootie.
Yeah.
So go check. Go check. It's really cool. It's the polo with a hood. So go check that out.
Oh man. Oh my gosh. Coy's now a model for them, so he's going to be go on. You'll see Coy online now. He's a model now, so go check it out.
Man.
Anyways.
No.
What
else?
I don't know.
Iron Oak.
Too much
Turtle Wing. Local news. Congratulations, Schulenburg Shorehorn baseball team.
10-0, baby.
10-0. Took down Weimar last night. Congratulations to Coach Bigham and that team. They're doing really well.
Yeah, they're doing awesome. Doing a great job. Really, really proud of those guys. Ryan, what else?
Not too much else.
Entre Media. Talk about Entre Media.
Entre Media. Yeah, so we have our new startup, Entre Media, which has been filming with Senior Connections recently, just getting some testimonials and developing some marketing materials for their new building fundraising campaign. So keep an eye out for all that content. I'm sure you'll see it on your feeds. Chip and I believe that content creation is the future. You see it everywhere. This is why we are here today, putting out this radio show for everybody. And that way we can get more content on our pages, but also be educational and really start that relationship funnel where people start to know your name, you know, get in front of everybody's faces, and then build that level of trust. So that way, whenever they need your product or your services, they know who to call.
You can be a resource.
Yep. Content creation is a very, very powerful tool for your business. And what's the book we talked about, we read last year about Red Bull? I forget the name of it. Anyways, in the book, they talk about Red Bull. Red Bull is not a soft drink company. It is a media company. And I just had an aha moment. I was like, we need to be a media company. We need to create content. I think it's so powerful because the algorithm stuff and all this stuff, doing YouTube shorts, it drives people to your channels so you can promote your stuff and they call you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the power in content creation. So if Ryan can help you create content with Entre Media Marketing, you know how to get a hold of him now.
Yep. Everywhere at entre.media.
Entre.media. Awesome. Thank you to our listeners for listening. Coy, thanks again for joining us. Congratulations on the Partners Insurance acquisitions last week. Congratulations, Ryan, on all you're doing. And if we can help you in the media world, insurance, real estate, and Anytime Fitness, if you want to get fit, we got you covered in Smithville and in Schulenburg. So thank you all to our listeners. God bless you all. You have a great rest of your week and have a happy, holy rest of the week, celebrating Good Friday and Easter with your families. God bless.
Happy Easter.
Thank you. Happy Easter.